some cuckoo moments, some really nice moments, but here's a bell. Back in high school, I have been through these certain things in my life that a child mustn't really unfortunately go through phase-wise, but some things in my school that I don't even think I discuss with you guys. So enjoy today's video. I think we've all been to high school. Most of you may have dropped out, most of us finished school. I fortunately was educated enough to say, hey, I'm gonna finish school. Some people in my school didn't finish their education, which is kind of a shame. Basically what happens when you don't finish your education during high school before the age of 18, you go to a school in the summer times to try and get your diploma on a lower level. It takes a longer while. So let's say the one that I have, the job that I want to do is I want to be a park ranger, and I only would have to study 3 years because of the level that I've done. If I would have done FAVO, I would have probably only had to study 1.5, 2 years. But hey, it is what it is. Anyways, high school was remarkably enough one of the best moments in my life, still to this day. It was, to be frankly honest, also one of the worst moments that I was in because of the stuff that I went through. And I've been on multiple schools. If you're wondering, I have always gone to Spijkenisse to school, and let me just say, as somebody who lives in a total different environment and everything, going to these places and these schools is different. The first school that I went to was a special school. It was called the Geling School. It's basically for kids with autism, but not just mainly focused on kids with autism, also with kids that have difficulties progressing with people that had a lot of issues at home as well. You'd be surprised, not everyone that goes to a special needs school is necessarily autistic, for you wondering. You could also just be super normal but be not really good with socializing with people, and they train to help you and help you study. So I went from the first school, which is from 2007 to 2009. They destroyed that building. It was in Spijkenisse Metrocentrum. They destroyed that. It was one of the first special schools as well in the region in Netherlands as well, for you guys wondering. Geling School. From that school I moved to another school, but it was the same school. It was the Geling School, and that was also in Spijkenisse. I don't know where in Spijkenisse. The big ass flat, right? Why did I not go to any school in Rotterdam? I didn't like Rotterdam. I don't like Rotterdam that much, and there wasn't anything really that made me comfortable, as weird as it might sound. And then I went to the high school. So my first years of high school, yeah, man, fuck, let me tell you that I've gone through some and experienced some very strange stuff, some really miscellaneous stuff in my life. I've been through so many things in my life, but growing up, really trying to find out what I am, who I am, going to a complete different neighborhood that have different ways of thinking, different type of people, not the nicest type of people, respectfully said, and also just because it was a different environment. I have seen it all, man, from within the school, outside of school, people fighting, especially the first year. It was fucking insane, bro. I swear to God. The first school year, we had a lot of kids that had a lot of problems. We didn't really have that many females. No. Majority of people at school that were teaching were females. I prefer a female teacher as well, with all due respect. I feel like they understand you a little bit better, majority of the time. At least the ones that I grew up with, they understood me in blood. The teacher that I had for 2-3 years, she was, I have so much fucking love and appreciation towards her. I actually have to call her soon, man. She called me a month or two ago when I was on the toilet taking a poop, and I was like, oh, let me call her back. Yeah, I just completely forgot and haven't interested in calling her, which is very rude. She probably just wants to know how I'm doing. I'm gonna have to call her soon. I think after the video we'll call her, but yeah, we went through it fucking all, man. The first year of high school was, you're a newcomer, you don't know anyone at the school, you don't know the areas you're surrounded with, you don't know fuck all about the school and the people that are in school. But the first year was the same, man. We had see, the thing is, the kids that were there, right, they weren't necessarily bad kids. I don't want to obviously label them as bad kids, but unfortunately, what the issue was, unfortunately, with a lot of and majority of these kids at school during high school was they had difficulties at home. Besides not wanting to study or don't know how to study, you would often think, oh, they're probably just fucking stupid if they don't want to study. That is unfortunately not true. It's not that they were stupid. They didn't have the motivation that other kids had. Most of them didn't have a father figure, unfortunately. So I grew up with kids vast majority of my friends during high school were black, believe it or not. I didn't really associate myself really with white people at school. And you might be wondering, why is that? Because for me, personally, in my opinion, it's probably racist what I'm about to say about my own, skin tone, whatever. But the white people at my school, they were nerdy as hell, and I wasn't that. I loved to study. I mean, fuck, that's not the thing. First year, I fucked up completely. I didn't take that year serious. That was probably one of the craziest years I've ever been to, but I felt more comfortable around having black friends. Because they had things that interested me. They also did things outside of school, which weren't necessarily legal by law, but I liked participating in stuff that made my heart beat, and they did that same stuff as well. So like the white kids in my school, they were the exact opposite. They were fucking boring. They were a little bit lame for me personally. They were nerdy. I was nerdy as well, but I loved to also outside of school fuck around and do stuff that wasn't really considered legal, if you get what I mean. No, not trapping and stuff. No, I never did that. I knew people who did that eventually, but we're gonna speak about that one time. First year, man, was crazy. A lot of fights. Especially in the beginning, there was this one specific kid, no names, we're just gonna call him number one. Man, he was a fucking irritating little shit. Really annoying, but had a lot of problems at home. Didn't have his father in life. And unfortunately, vast majority of people there, including my black friends, most of them didn't have a father. They were either not their fathers were either not in their life, left at a young age, prison, maybe potentially even murdered. I don't know, but I knew his father was in prison for stuff. I can't disclose, obviously. And also, vast majority of the parents, they just don't get along together, Just because you get a baby doesn't mean you necessarily have to get along with each other or can get along with each other. That is unfortunately not how it works. It's a shame, but first year was insane, man. Fucking one of the craziest year, fights at school, kids getting expelled, this and that. And second year was actually, believe it or not, my best year at high school. Respectfully, that was the peak of me education wise, fucking learning. In the second year, I started to get more comfortable at the school. I feel like the older you get, the more comfortable you get with the people around you, the more you get to know the environment and other stuff, the more you start to show a little bit more of who you are. The more I'm trying to tell is, the bigger your mouth gets, Yeah, I was trying to show a little bit of dominance. As weird as it sounds, I used to say in a video once, it's fucking stupid, I'm the alpha male at school. That was so stupid. Nah, I was everything except the fucking alpha male. You had other guys, some higher ranks, From the last year, obviously, all were big mouths, because, they thought they were the shit. Most of you fucking idiots didn't even surpass your education. Ha! Look who's laughing now. All that big talk, but you fucked up your education by not wanting to study. People don't understand what education is. Education is so goddamn important, especially considering today's society. People are lazy as fuck. Yeah, kids are nowadays are lazy, bro. In my opinion. Speaking from somebody who does YouTube. Yeah, I know. But anyways, the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, the second year I was very much more focused on my education. I was still fucking around with the people I was kicking it with in the first year, nothing really that spectacular happened that year, except once in a while, fist fights. The third year I went in, I started to become more ignorant, I said, fuck the education. I was making crazy money on YouTube. Then I was like, what's the point of me still having this education if I'm making this a certain amount of money a month? Dude, it doesn't matter what you make during high school. Finish your education. You required actually to finish education. You can't get a job nowadays. Even at fucking McDonald's, you need a diploma of some form. You can't just fucking work. You need a diploma. They won't hire you unless you got a diploma. Well, I say that, but I bet you that some of them did like, fuck it, you can go work. Probably, yeah. That's how it probably works with some. But no, man, the stuff that I've experienced through school as well in the third year was fucking crazy, man. I think one of the weirdest things that I ever saw, like, physically in front of me happening was this was in 2018, September, October, right? And, this was me and my class going to the gym. Like, we didn't we had a separate gym. We rented it basically because we didn't our school wasn't that big. We didn't have a gym. We went to the gym 2-3 times a week. I think it was a Tuesday or Thursday, right? And we were just walking. It was 11:30, so recess had just finished. 10:45, 11. Me, Jimmy, and some other kid. We just walking, and we go look on our left. We see this guy chasing this woman. We're like, what the fuck's going on here? And I bet I've seen some shit, but I was like, the fuck's going on here, right? She was pregnant, and he pinned her to the ground. She tried to apparently throw acid in his face, or I don't know, vinegar in his face that it made it burn. She did happened, and two teachers pinned him to the ground, but obviously for their safety, probably they released him. They released him, and we saw him skirting in his Beamer, fucking hitting the curbs, almost hitting one of us. And I think police got called, and police arrived to the situation, but we were already at the gym. But apparently the story was that she wanted to go to a foreign country, leave him because she didn't feel safe around him. I don't know, something with... No, it was the other way around. He wanted to take her to a foreign country against her will, apparently, and she said no, and she struggled, and she ran away for her own safety and the safety of her unborn child, because she was pregnant at the time. Yeah, the neighborhood that I was fucking weird, man. I mean, I've been through it all. Crazy stuff, man. I've even known people personally that have been stabbed. I've known people personally who stabbed somebody. Fucking crazy, man. I would want to say the neighborhood wasn't the best. It was probably one of the worst and dumbest situated schools in the whole region. And you have to adjust to a surrounding. Coming from somebody who lives in a suburban area, we don't have stabbings, we don't have robberies, we don't have stealings, we don't have people associated with smaller little cliques, for you wondering, gangs. We don't have it here. This is a very respected mutual area. We don't have these type of things. For me, first coming there, I was like, what the fuck? This is completely opposite from where I live. From the schools that I used to go to. This was really the school that made me mentally like, fuck it, I have to make it. You have to be one of them, or it just won't work. You know what I mean? You don't have to like them, but you have to adjust, man, to a certain school, different lifestyle. Because these kids that I grew up with, that went to my school, they grew up in a total different sort of circumstances, environment, nature, everything. They were taught to be strong and show no kind of weakness. But what often they had was they weren't strong, man. But yeah, it's sad, man. I really wish all of them the best. I don't speak to them no more. No, for my own fucking best, man. The reason why I don't speak to any of my friends from my school is because, unfortunately, they were leading to the wrong direction of criminality, wanted to do drugs, sell drugs. And I wasn't interested in that, man. Because YouTube was going very well for me, still is to this day. I didn't want to be associated with them and get any of my family members potentially hurt, or me get hurt for stuff, anything. And yeah, I don't speak to none of them, no, for my own safety, and because fuck it, man. I want to make money legally. I don't want to do stuff the illegal way, I'm not saying that they all did. High school was crazy. It was a good period, but also very intense. Sometimes even it was a dangerous atmosphere. Especially the first year, we had a certain guy. I felt very fucking unsafe. Him being at school, around school, and walking past him. I just tried to avoid him because I didn't know if the motherfucker was gonna hit me out of nowhere for nothing. You didn't even have to say anything to him, and he just get angry. Yeah, so yeah, crazy, man. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.